This podcast is brought to you in part by Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, and Dr. Thomas Dudney. Now, back to Bubba on the Lake.
Hey, it's Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba, Bubba on the lake. Yeah, he's got it going on. Gotta come and check this. Talking people, talking places from Bubba's perspective. This is Bubba, hey, Bubba on the lake. Hey, Bubba, yeah, Bubba on the lake. Let's go.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Bubba on the Lake. It is a new year, a new start, and we are so glad to be with you again here in 2026. A lot to cover. We have a great show. Hunter is going to be checking in with us and updating us on Stranger Things. Some of y'all are big fans of that, and they had their big finale. Betty is going to talk to us a little bit about our Christmas, and Wendy Garner. Many of you remember seeing her on NBC 13 for many, many years. She is going to be checking in with us and telling us what she's doing and a whole lot more. So you don't want to miss a bit of it. We want to remind you our website is bubbaonthelake.com. You can drop me an email, bubba@bubbaonthelake.com. Or you can leave a message on the 308 Big Lake comment line. Always love those. And, of course, we are back in the Mellow Yellow studio for another year, and we're excited to be here. I want to thank all of you for what you have done for us and these podcasts last year. Amazing. When we started it, we really didn't know how it was going to go, what was going to happen. We didn't get to do everything we wanted to do because of my knee replacement and the surgeries we had to have after that, but I'm doing well. We're probably going to start a little rehab. I'm getting around so well, I don't really feel like I need rehab, but we probably will just to strengthen everything up, and I hope to get back out and play a little pickleball and a little tennis here before long. So everything is moving along very well with that. I will talk with Betty and Hunter a little bit about our Christmas, but just briefly before we start, it was a wonderful Christmas. We really focused on what was going on this year. It wasn't as much about gifts. We counted the time we had with loved ones, very important. A lot of family get together, a lot of friends, and it was, I think, one of the more productive Christmases we've ever had for is just socializing. And, you know, that's a great gift for me. It really is. Now, a little bit on the political front, we cannot move forward without at least talking about what went on in Venezuela. And El Presidente Maduro is now a prisoner in New York and has pled not guilty in a New York courtroom. He was indicted and charged as a drug runner, among other things, him and his wife. Many people have pointed out that he wasn't really the president of Venezuela, which is true. He lost the election, but just didn't leave. And the opposition leaders and the people of Venezuela seem to be pretty happy he's gone. He basically was the CEO of a drug operation. And I knew something, and just before we go any further, a bit of history, because I had relatives that actually worked in the oil business in Venezuela back before Hugo Chavez took over. That was the elected dictator, if you will, before Maduro. And he, you know, turned that country in from one of the highest standard of livings in Central America to shambles. And, you know, this is the thing that always amazes me. The socialist / communist always come in with a good sales pitch. The U.S. went in, leased land, leased mineral rights, built massive oil operations in Venezuela. Venezuela has more oil than Saudi Arabia does. Okay, it is eat up with precious metals and oil. And the U.S. went in, funded this. It raised the standard of living. People there were flourishing because they were making good money working in these oil fields. And then Hugo Chavez comes in. And this is what the communist socialists always do. They have a great sales pitch to the people who have fallen through the cracks or who are not moving up the ladder in the free market. And they come in and say, hey, those guys who have the oil wells are stealing all of your money. Now, they don't mention the fact that they're paying a nice ransom of a price for that. And the president, who was a dictator, steals that money, and it never makes it to the people. But they blame the U.S. as justification for taking over the refineries and the oil operations. And then what happens? Well, the people who really know what they're doing, the U.S., and the people who work for these big oil companies all leave. But our family member had to flee in the middle of the night before the communists took over. And they come in and they say, oh, we're going to keep all this money at home. Well, guess what? The dictator just keeps getting richer and the people keep getting poorer. But now they don't have a vote because he takes all the guns up. So they're hung with it. So Venezuela, and we've seen this pattern repeat over and over and over again. Okay, it happened in Cuba with Castro, Noriega. It happened with let's see, it was Daniel Ortega and then Noriega in Panama. You had Chavez in Venezuela. I mean, you just name the country, and they've all gone through this. I don't know why we don't learn our history. This never works. It never has worked. It didn't work with Russia. It didn't work with all these other countries who've played with it in the past. Excuse me. I tell you, one of the big success stories coming back out of the Soviet Iron Curtain was Poland. Poland didn't have much of an economy when the Iron Curtain fell, and they have a booming economy today because they have a free market. Now, a free market does not guarantee everybody there is going to be rich. A few people will get rich. A few people will work. Some people will put in the extra work to make more money. But there's no guarantees. People will still fall through the cracks, but it's still the best system going. And I don't know why we can't see this on a worldwide level. It just never works when you go to socialism by gunpoint and then you go to communism. Now, there are social aspects of things that work, like insurance. If you're not made to get it, it doesn't work. But if people go in and invest in insurance because they want that protection, and they pay into it, and then the people who actually need it draw out of it, that system can actually work. But that's by choice. You can't have insurance by gun barrel. It doesn't work. Obamacare, prime example, gone broke. President Obama promised us lower coverage, all this stuff. It was going to be great, prices, all that. The thing is broke. If Congress doesn't keep pumping more money into it and the rates are going up. It was called the Affordable Care Act. It is anything but affordable. Anything but affordable. So I don't know why we keep falling for this. The free market system is not perfect, never will be because humans are involved and we're in a fallen creation. But it is by far the best thing going, and it has created more wealth and raised more people's standard of living in the world than any time ever. And I'm just perplexed sometimes. I ask God, I don't know why we keep doing it. I guess it's the easy sell to the uninformed masses. I've always called socialism that because you go in and you say, hey, those guys over there are getting rich. They're taking your money. Vote for me and I'll stop it. It's just like this character in New York now. He's gone in and promised free bus fares. Just wait on that one. That'll be sweet. I will tell you the one example of where communism has survived, let me put it that way, is in China. And you know why? China was in the same boat, and they changed their economy over to more of a free market. Now, they still have a death grip on everybody, and if you get out of line, they'll squash you like a bug. But their economy, for the most part, is much, much more like the United States economy than it is Russia or Venezuela or Iran or wherever you want to plug in dictator. Dictators just don't work. Never does. Never does. And I know some of you like to call Trump a dictator. He's been elected twice. Sorry. And he'll leave when his term is up. He's not a dictator. He's a strong leader with strong opinions. I'll tell you the thing about the Venezuelan deal. The fact that our military could go in and grab this guy, literally take him and his wife out of their bed wearing their pajamas and not have a casualty is incredible. Do you realize the odds of that? I don't know the full details, but somebody in his inner circle sold him out. That's the only way they could pull this off. The CIA was on the ground. They had trained extensively for the operation, even reconstructed the house where they went into. But Cuba was running his Secret Service, and somebody in that Secret Service turned. That's the only way we could have gotten to him in his pajamas and got him out of there without anybody being killed. Somebody turned. I don't know who it was. We'll get more details as time goes on, but he was arraigned in New York today while we're doing this and pleaded not guilty. So he'll have his day in court like everybody else. But I don't think it's going to end up well for him. And I know many of you have sent me the video of him at the podium screaming, "Here I am, come get me, you coward." Well, I wouldn't say that to Donald Trump too many times. You'll end up in a jail in New York, my friend. All right, once again, Trump does what he says he is going to do. I really thought he was pulling the military down there to do a little saber rattling. But I noticed it was the week before he was picked up. I heard him make a public statement that he was ready to share Venezuelans' oil revenues with Trump. He wanted to share. He was wanting to make a deal. And that was so shocking to me that he would change his verbiage so dramatically that I thought, one, he's either crazy, or two, they are scaring him and they're getting real close. I really didn't expect him to go in and get him out of bed. I'll be honest with you, that's kind of blows me away that they could do that. But hey, hats off to our military guys and the planners that did it. We've had some failed operations in the past, but they were spot on this one, buddy. I mean, got him and his wife. They're both wanted on drug trafficking charges, and I'm afraid that they've got an overwhelming amount of evidence against them. So we'll see. What about Venezuela? What happens now? I would assume the lady who won the election, and her name slips my memory currently, will eventually become the president. Trump, of course, drove the left crazy by saying, "We're running Venezuela right now." I knew he was going to do that just to stir them up. I think he enjoys that. I mean, the rest of us are going, "My gosh, Trump, go easy." And, but he loves stirring them up, and it is kind of funny. He's kind of like the Coach Signetti of politics, it's just refreshing, isn't it? But anyway, that's the latest. We'll find out more about the raid and what happened with that. But, these drug boats, and I've heard people crying about the drug boats. Oh, we're killing people. And listen, we have assets on the ground in Venezuela. They identify the boats, what the cargo is. Look, when you have a bass boat and you have 4 giant engines on the back and you have bales of things covered in plastic and you head out, you're drug running, okay? That's not a fishing trip. That's not a pleasure cruise. And they knew exactly when they left. And they called in the Reaper drones and took care of them. So if you're bringing drugs in the U.S., look out, because Trump's serious about it, and I'm glad. I've had too many friends lose kids and whatnot. And we've all know people who have been succumbed to drug addiction, and a lot of that is just due to the ridiculous availability of it. So I appreciate President Trump doing that. All right, we'll be right back. We have a lot to cover. Thank you again, and buckle in.
Where's Bubba?
I'll tell you where. He's on the lake.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Spend your mornings with breakfast at Fanny's. Afternoons, you can explore over 100 miles of trails through Russell Forest. And for dinner, how about the Southern farm-to-table flavors at Spring House? Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Attention business owners, print buyers, and production managers. Guaranteed Labels is here to help you focus less on your printing, labels, decals, and focus more on growing your business. Guaranteed Labels wants to be your reliable printer. Quality, on-time shipments, and stock programs set us apart. If you're needing to focus less on your printing and more on your business, trust Guaranteed Labels, 205-640-4552 or GuaranteedLabels.com. Guaranteed Labels, still sticking since 1988.
We're back, and we have a special guest, Hunter Bussey. Hunter, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you? Happy New Year.
Hey, Happy New Year to you. We had a great Christmas, didn't we? I got to spend a little more time with you this year, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. The past couple of years I've been, busy with my old job and, had to go back pretty much like the day after Christmas Day. So it was good to get to relax and spend time with the family and the pets and get to just hang out and relax and watch movies and all the fun stuff you get to do like we used to do.
Yeah, we certainly enjoyed it, and I know your mom did, and it was a great time. And we had just an overall good Christmas. We didn't get to do everything together, but I had several get-togethers, a lot of Christmas parties, a lot of family things. Some family members. I went to one get-together I haven't seen in 20 years or more. And so I enjoyed that. Got out to see a lot of lights. We had a bowl game. How about Jack State? They had a big win in Montgomery in the Salute to Veterans Bowl. And so we had a really, really packed, busy Christmas season, but it was a good season. We also got a lot of time to sit in front of the fireplace and chill out a little bit. And then that spun into New Year's, and we had a little get-together here with some of the neighbors. And Hunter, New Year's was big for you because of Stranger Things coming out the last episode.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed just the overall series. This season, it didn't really add anything, but as far as like wrapping up a show that I've pretty much grown up with in a way, like it started while I was a junior in high school in 2016. So to go for, a 9-year run, now granted COVID kind of messed up some of the production for it, but overall I enjoyed the ending and I thought they ended it on a good note. So,
well, that's kind of what I wanted to ask you about. I watched the first season or two, and due to work and getting up early and, Jimmy Jam and all that, I kind of fell away from it, but I watched a little bit of the final episode. And kind of for people who didn't see any of it, who just hear people talking about it, give us the overview of what happened and how many seasons did this thing go on?
it's 5 seasons over a course of 9 years, but season 4 and 5 were like mini movies. Like each episode was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Just because Netflix gave them a bigger budget to play with, and for good reason. It was possibly their best show they've ever put out since they've been a streaming service. But the overall, like, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hadn't watched it yet, but the overall plot is basically in the first season, there's a boy that goes missing, and there's some government cover-ups in the 1980s in the fictional town of Hawkins, Indiana. And it's based off of, if anyone knows what Montauk is, there was like a, conspiracy about some lab in New York State that, was doing these government tests on kids. And that was what inspired the Duffer Brothers to make this show. And the original name for it was Montauk, and they just ended up changing it to Stranger Things, which ended up working out. So
we had a kid go missing. We had strange things going on. We had a government secret lab cover up. Is that am I on the general plot line?
Yes. And then there's some other, not really supernatural things that happen in it, but it's more of like, sci-fi. Like if you're a sci-fi 80s junkie, this is for you.
Because there was a portal, and there was a upside down world that people got into that was like opposite of our current world, right?
Correct.
But they would see buildings and places and towns like we had, but it was totally different. It was like dark and weird and thunder and lightning all the time and all that, right?
Yeah, it was rotted out, old buildings that mimicked what was, basically in their hometown of Hawkins. So it's one of those things where you learn, in the series, like why that is, but it's one of those things where you look at it, it's like, that's kind of cool, and the concept of it's kind of cool, because what if that actually, was a thing? And thank goodness it's not, if you've watched the show. So, but it's a cool concept. I liked it a lot.
Well, so did a lot of other people. It was huge, and it's been, like you said, one of the most successful series in current time. And where do they go from here? Are they did they leave I know you don't want to tell the ending. Yeah. But did they leave it open so that they could do more? I mean, anything that makes money, the business people hate to just put a cold ending to it.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they left it open for stuff to like move the story forward, because I think they ended it on a good note. But they, it's one of those things. I mean, we've seen the movie Inception. Me and you have watched it several times. But like at the end, of the movie, it's kind of left up for interpretation on what happens if this thing happened or if it didn't happen. That's kind of what this show did. Now, they have announced an animated like spinoff, which takes place between seasons 2 and 3, called Tales of 1985, which is going to be cool. But other than that, that's the only big thing they've announced. And then maybe a possible side project that they have coming up that's, they said, is separate from the main story. So we'll see. I'm just excited that it ended on a good note. That's all I asked for, and that's what a lot of people were hoping it would do. And they tied it up and landed the plane, and I couldn't be more satisfied.
Well, that's always a problem when you have a successful series, and there's been some that ran 10 years in my lifetime. The first one I can remember was MASH, and that Bob Newhart had a couple of shows, and Big Bang Theory went 10 years. There's a lot of them, and Seinfeld was very popular. And how they wrap it up kind of makes people, that's kind of the way they remember it sometimes. So some of them have been more successful than others. So again, it's hard to talk about this without giving away the plot, but did everybody make it out? Did everybody survive? Did we lose people along the way, or what?
People are definitely lost along the way, but that's, it's for you to watch and for you to find out. And it's one of those things, too, like you were talking about, shows that go on for a long time, like MASH, that you've shown me before, which is hilarious if you haven't watched MASH. But, like, there's some people that don't finish watching shows because they're not ready for it to end. You know what I mean? Because you've grown up with it for so long, especially ones that go for 9, 10 years, like this one. So it's crazy to think it's over because like it feels like part of my childhood just closed up in a way.
Yeah.
So, because I mean, literally, you've watched if you've kept up with the show in 2016, I mean, the main cast was like 12 years old and now they're in their 20s. You know what I mean? So like it couldn't have been a more like poetic send off for the main core four actors in the show.
Well, the young lady who was kind of the key in all of this and was one of the main characters, when I didn't hardly recognize her when I saw her in the final.
Yeah.
Compared to what she looked like when they began.
Yeah. She's a mom now in real life and married to Bon Jovi's kid. Like it's crazy.
So her father-in-law is John Bon Jovi?
Yes, that is correct.
That is weird.
I know.
I bet that makes for a strange Thanksgiving, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you sitting around eating turkey and, hey, what are we going to do afterwards? Well, how about a song? It's my life. So I know they have a lot of fun with that. Talk a little bit about, there was a little bit of stir toward the end of this about a tie-in to Heflin, Alabama. And tell us, I saw that you got a hat with this on it. Give us the whole story on that, because I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so whenever the trailer dropped for the 5th season, the final season of Stranger Things, there was a shot of one of the characters who's the police chief, Jim Hopper, played by David Harbour, who he was wearing a J.A. Owens Ace Hardware Heflin, Alabama like trucker hat. It's like a camo hat with like the logo on the front.
Yeah,
and it caused the biggest stir, at least in our state. And anyone that is a fan of the show, like, oh, I have to have that hat, especially over here. So it's one of those things where you were like, okay, well, let's just see where this goes. And eventually there's a point in the show where he swaps out of like a beanie to the hat, and then it just blew up even more. And AL.com picked it up. Once the second volume dropped on Christmas Day, it was kind of crazy. It's just funny that it tied it into Heflin, Alabama.
So how did he get that hat? Because my understanding is that hardware store does not exist anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure like there's some explanation in the show, I'm sure, but if I had to guess, they were able to find the hat like at some military surplus store. Because I know that it's not really a spoiler, but like the character served in the military in Vietnam, and I'm sure somewhere around the line he ended up in Heflin, Alabama on his way home. So it wouldn't shock me if that's how he picked it up. He mentions that he, was in a small town whenever he got out of the war. So I'm assuming that he references Heflin and then moves back to Hawkins. So I don't know. But it was kind of cool just to see that kind of little Easter egg, if you will, mentioning our state in the show.
It's funny because I grew up close to Heflin and in Calhoun County, and knew a lot of people from Heflin. We have kinfolks from Heflin and Cleburne County. And, it's kind of an off the beaten path, even though it's on I-20. It's not a major metropolitan area. Fine people that live there. But it was kind of weird to see that. And Hunter, what I was thinking, and maybe this is how it got there, that when the hardware store closed, they probably was bought out or sold everything, dimes on the dollar, and they had a bunch of hats left over, and it made it to a surplus store that had hats, and somebody in Hollywood picked them up. Is the only thing I can imagine. I know when we had the restaurant, when we ended that, we had a lot of cups left over, and those cups got sold to distributors. And I mean, I still have people will take a picture and send to me, like in New York or Chicago or somewhere, and they got a cup with Rick and Bubba's restaurant on it, and that's so weird. That thing has been out of business for a long time,
You'll see them on eBay sometimes. I'll come across random listings because, our devices are always listening to us. And I think that relation of, you being my dad and all that, it's just like, it's funny how that'll pop up sometimes. Like, yeah, I remember those days. It's just funny.
It is, and the fact that Heflin was so prominent because he wore that hat a lot during the past few episodes.
I mean, he wore it, I'm pretty sure, the last 4 episodes, including the finale. So it was kind of funny that it lasted that long. Like, I thought it was going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, like a one-off type of prop, you know what I mean? But no, he wears it all the way through the finale. So it's crazy.
The only thing that would have been better if we'd have had a batch of Bubba on the Lake hats. You know, if we could have got those on there. Now, if you want to get them on there, they have a price, but I guess this came about because I doubt the defunct hardware store paid them the kind of money that say Coke or some of the rest of them would pay to be on there. So so you give it overall on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you give the whole series? If say somebody hasn't watched it, or like myself, I saw an episode or 2, I want to go back. And now that I've seen the final, I really want to go back and watch it again. But what would you give it? I mean, is this a 10 all the way for you?
I mean, it's a 10 all the way for me. I mean, I've grown up with you telling everyone and their mom that you weep for our generation because we didn't, grow up in the 80s and experience a Reagan presidency and the music that was, made and the movies that were made. And like, I agree with it because I mean, it's one of those things where, like, you watch movies. Like the other night I watched War Games because it was on TV, and I'm like, they just don't make movies like this anymore. They just don't.
The technology has changed so much too. I mean, you think about a dial-up modem and all that stuff. That's just,
it's just so funny to watch that play out. Yeah. But like overall, I'd give it a 10. If you like a good mystery, conspiracy, suspense thriller with some 80s, references thrown in, that you would like this a lot. And if you're a sci-fi fan, you'd really like this. So I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. You can binge the whole thing now. So I highly recommend it if you get a chance to sit down and watch it.
Hunter, thank you very much, and appreciate your work, working with you now. And I guess we need to plug away here a little bit. We also, and you helped me and helped co-host the Tailgate Show.
Yeah.
And we have a few more episodes of that coming out as we wrap up college football, and we're going to do some more projects under that banner in the future. But you're also doing some other work on the side, right?
Yeah, I am helping the Barn with a new show called The Barn Social Hour, which is funny because it's only a 30-minute show. So everyone was calling it the Social Hour-ish, which is funny. But it's me and Graham McLean. We have a lot of fun. The first episode, actually, it'll be aired probably by the time this is already out. So go to the Barn, subscribe there, subscribe to Bubba on the Lake and Tailgate, and you'll be able to hear me and Dad anywhere you get your podcast. So it's going to be a lot of fun. 2026 is going to be a fun year.
Well, it is a podcast world. I mean, everything has changed, and we're glad to be able to offer these and stay in touch with people. So, Hunter, thank you very much, and we will be in touch, and we will be right back in just a minute. Stand by.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll be right back.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kinda just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. If you love the outdoors, then Naturalist Marianne's classroom is where you need to be. She brings the outdoors to you at Russell Crossroads. Or you can see Lake Martin and thousands of acres of undisturbed forest taking a guided horseback trail ride through the stables. If you're here for a weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
At Central State Bank, We believe community banking is more than just transactions. It's about relationships. For over 100 years, we've been helping neighbors grow, businesses thrive, and dreams become reality. Because when you bank local, you invest in your community. Central State Bank, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit us today or learn more at centralstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
Well, we have a very special guest with us. She's an old friend. Haven't talked to her much lately, so there's a lot of catching up to do. You've
I've
seen
been
her.
talking to Betty.
Yeah, I know. You talk to Betty all the time. I never get to talk to you anymore. Wendy Garner. You know her from TV and a lot of other things. And Wendy, you started out in Tuscaloosa in TV, right?
They're saying, no, I really don't. It's been a long time.
Well, you started in Tuscaloosa, right?
I did.
And then you moved to NBC 13 in Birmingham.
I actually worked at WHOA TV, WHOA in Montgomery for 6 hot months. And then
WHOA TV?
WHOA. Our newsroom was literally the attic. And when I was hired, the same week I was hired, the news director was resigning and she asked me to be the news director. And I was like 24 years old and I cried. And I said, no, I can't do that.
I can't.
It was a great experience because I ended up, producing also in addition to anchoring and reporting. But when I started at Channel 33, which, as you know, is part of 3340,
right.
I started there in 94. And Bubba, we still had typewriters.
And that's where you met your hubby at, right?
No.
Now, was he doing sports there?
No.
I thought he did on there for a while too.
You don't remember any of this.
No, I don't. No, I do remember you. No, I remember you met at Auburn because we had a long discussion about how exactly you met at Auburn. But for some reason, I thought he was.
You guys made up. So y'all threw me under the bus and made up because it was completely untrue.
Something about a beer bust. I don't remember exactly what it was.
What it was.
It was a long time ago.
Okay, so back in the olden days, when y'all were small time and looking for, just people to fill, you asked the local, new news people to come out. And I probably was 26, 25 years old, maybe. And y'all got Tim on the line, my husband. And we were talking about how we met. And it was a party at Auburn. And frankly, I was there to be a sober driver. But there happened to be a keg there.
Right,
I couldn't think of another way to say it. And
well, that's what they call those big silver things, Wendy. That beer come out of you.
Y'all actually said on the air that Tim fell in love with me because he saw me doing a keg stand, and it was absolutely not true. Absolutely not. I was
Sorry about that.
Seriously, I'm never going on that show again.
No, you used to come on a lot. You and Cynthia, and where did she get off to?
Well, she's living in Hoover, and she has a precious family, including her oldest has pretty serious special needs. So she's been a full-time mama to her beautiful family, but she's doing really well. I'll tell her that you asked.
Yeah, please do.
Cindy
and well, we used to see you a lot more. I know you came over and borrowed a 4-wheeler one time for a story you were doing, and you rode around in the woods in the back of my house. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember. It's been a while.
It has. It has. That's why we needed to catch up. So how long were you on NBC 13?
Gosh, I don't know. All in all, I have 2 boys who are now 24 and 22 years old. And literally, like, we announced pregnancy on the air. I mean, people still make comments about remembering seeing me with a big old belly. And Stephanie Walker actually announced that I was expecting one of them, Bill, by announcing to the audience that I had been doing a little bit more than kissing. That's actually how the announcement went out. So I was
well, thanks, Stephanie. It made the beer bust thing sound like nothing,
I don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm gullible, I guess, for all those jokes. But yes, so they are now 24 and 22. And in my younger years with smaller children, I always wanted to arrange my schedule so that I could kind of have best of both worlds. And so I started off, I was weekend anchor in Birmingham. And then I kept telling them what I wanted to do was the morning show because I thought, then I can go in at 3 a.m. and get home by noon.
Yeah.
And I'm still, there for my kids. And however, that means you're really sleepy too. So I did that. But I guess I was probably on, off. I stepped away, and then I was hired again to do another show, Daytime Alabama. It's probably about 20 years combined, but it was sort of in pieces. So I just always tried to make my schedule work for my family.
That was kind of like my college career. It lasted over 12 years, but it came in pieces,
On and on.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. You just have to do whatever works for you.
But Wendy, and we were talking about this. See, when you used to come on the radio show, I had brown hair. And I was a little bit skinnier, I think, and I look like an old man now, and you look the same. How are you doing this?
That is not true. That is not true at all. You're very kind.
Well, I can see you. I'm looking at you on the monitor here.
No, you
may be. Look, you look so good. We may make this a TV segment. We may just put this on there.
Yeah, that's right.
You're used to it, though.
Well,
see,
look at Betty. Betty looks amazing.
Oh, I know. She's another one. I don't know what y'all are doing vitamin wise, but it's working for you.
Aw.
Well, we
It's so
see
good
you.
to see you guys always.
We
Yeah.
see you at the lake at some eating places. Now, you're not living at the lake, though, right?
No, we live in Birmingham. We found like just this little cabin. It was probably one of the original ones in Stillwaters. And we had been wanting to have a place there for years and years. And just watching the prices go up was so frustrating. And so it was
They don't come down. They don't come down.
However we can get in. And we, it's like ignorance is bliss. We found this little cabin that hadn't been lived in for maybe 2 years, maybe longer than that. And it was not habitable when we got it. But we took it on as a project and we love it. And so we get there every chance that we can. We absolutely love it and have great neighbors. And I was thinking, Bubba, because you texted me at about 8:40 this morning asking if I could do an interview at 10 a.m., that I think that you owe me lunch at the landing because I think I'm filling in for someone else right now.
Well, Wendy, in this new world, new media, I really didn't even think about January till today. I had to start thinking about it again today.
Okay.
So I'm in that late life mode. You just go, whatever, whenever.
I was like, that's what friends are for. Okay, what time?
No,
When do you need-
you've been on the list that I needed to get with for a long time, and we see you and Tim from time to time at the lake eating establishments, and that's why I was a little confused. I'm like, are they living here? Are they not living here? But you're doing what we used to do. We had a place in Birmingham, then we had a little lake place, but we're here full time now, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a good move.
Good, that's awesome.
Especially if you're tired of traffic.
That's right.
But
although you are driving in a lot of traffic going to Jacksonville and everything else.
Well, yeah, I cut up through the woods, and I have several different ways I go, and I had no idea that there were so many dirt roads between here and Cheehaw Mountain, but I even go over Cheehaw every now and then just for a change of scenery. So it is pretty, but we're putting a few miles on it. But you're unique in that you are very familiar with getting up at 3:30. Of course, you had to be prepared for TV. We didn't care. We just showed up and did our thing. But getting up early like that takes years off your life, I've decided.
I think so too. I don't know how Stephanie Walker is still doing it because she started, I was there. I had only been there a few years when she started, and she looks better with time, but I think it definitely took years off my life. But I'll tell you a secret. If you get up first thing in the morning, the hair and makeup changes over the 30 like
Right.
they're getting even more ready as the morning goes
Right.
on.
Right. You start out
So
with the
that's
base
the
coat
secret.
and then you work your
That's
way up.
right. That's right. Yeah, but I was never a morning person. I'm still not. So, I really did it because for me, with raising a family, I didn't want to be gone in the evenings, and
Right.
so morning was it.
But
But
people
I
don't
loved it.
realize you get done at lunch, but as you were saying, you don't feel like doing anything. You feel like you've had a board hit
Right.
you in the head.
Yeah. I've had naps in the car
Oh
before,
yeah. Yeah.
going through
Yeah.
the carpool
Oh
line.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Fall asleep at a drive-through. I've been honked at many times,
Absolutely.
And now that I
Absolutely.
sleep till 6 o'clock, I feel like I'm sleeping till lunch. It's so weird because I did that for 31 years, and it's
Yeah.
look, rough. So I'm trying to make up
You
for
look
it by
great.
sleeping late now and taking a lot of vitamins. So, well, Wendy, it's so good to talk to you again, and you're involved in several ministry things, and I've seen you at church Church of the Pines, and what all are you doing? Plug away. Tell everybody what you're doing now.
Yeah, so what I'm doing actually is it is my full-time position. I'm the executive director of just a really incredible nonprofit called On River Time. And we partner with children living in group children's homes. So Big Oak Ranch, when On River Time was started in 2012, our founder, Steve Davis, who lives here in Birmingham, went to meet with John Croyle. And Steve had always been an avid fly fisherman and told John, I'd love to take some of your kids and chaperones to where I go fly fishing. And John said, well, tell me your story. And just knowing there must have been
Right.
one.
Right.
And Steve shared that he had been a victim of abuse as a child. And it was something he kept secret for many years, but then decided, I don't need to be ashamed of what happened to me. I can use it to make a difference in the lives of others. So that first trip was with John Croyle, Brody Croyle. John founded Big Oak Ranch, I think 1974. And 2000 children later is just really incredible. It's a beautiful organization, and his son Brody and his wife Kelly run it now. And so we take these kids to these fly fishing camps, and we also do whitewater rafting and hiking, and just incredible opportunities to pour into them and let them know that they're not defined by what happened to them in the past. But in addition to Big Oak Ranch, we also partner with homes in Mississippi and Texas. Palmer Home in Mississippi, North Mississippi, and then Still Creek Ranch in Bryan, Texas. So these kids are just so incredible, and they are just in the present circumstances through no fault of their own. A lot of times it could be a parent is incarcerated, it could be an abuse situation, neglect. There's been some trafficking situations as well. And so, it's just amazing to be able to let them know you're not defined by what happened to you, but you can overcome this, and we're coming alongside to help support you in that.
Well, that's a great
It's
ministry.
beautiful.
I mean,
And then we do
you
year-round work with them too. We do help with job interviews, and like plug them in, help them with, identifying mentors, that sort of thing as well. So
Well, I
they're
knew
great
I saw a
kids.
lot of pictures of you fly fishing. You had all this gear on, and you were out there, and I guess that was in Colorado, right?
That was in Idaho, but this year we will be in Colorado, and we're really excited
So,
about
do
it.
you
We had
know how
some.
to fly fish, or was that just kind of a photo op you were doing?
What do you think I am? Okay, so here's the thing.
You were there
Yeah.
and you cared. I just didn't know if you really knew how to fly fish because I
Okay,
don't.
so
I don't
when I
know
was
how.
hired, I'm like, what? I was like, I'm not even a camper. What? But I learned over the years, and I love it, and I get it. I get just the serenity
Oh
of
yeah,
being.
yeah.
That was on the Snake River the past years in Idaho, and then really close to Jackson Hole. Now will be Colorado, but just to have that moment, and there's a lot of really neat teachable moments that come from it. Like if you miss that one,
Right.
it's behind you. You are going, down the river. And so let what's in the past be in the past, and we're going to look ahead. And then we have like this fire ceremony where the kids write down their fears, and they don't have to share, but they often do, and they tear it up and throw it in the fire to release that fear. And these are just amazing kids. And then when they graduate from high school, we provide them with college and career scholarships, and so it's just really neat. But I will tell you, because we have fly fishing guides, I don't know how to tie my fly. I can't tie it. I can cast, and I can mend, and I can bring it in, but I can't tie the fly. So
See, I don't know how to work anything but like a Zebco 33. You know what I mean? Push
teach a
the
woman to
button,
fish.
throw it, and then, reel them in.
Well, come with us. Come with us. You
So
love it.
you
You would
mentioned
love it.
Snake River Canyon.
It was Snake River. We would stay at a lodge, a fly fishing lodge that was on the Snake River in Idaho. It's on eastern central Idaho, Irwin.
So
But
how close is that to where Evil Knievel tried to jump the Snake River? Do you remember that? Are you old enough to remember
I
that?
do. Yes, I do. And I asked that question before. I don't think it was right there in the vicinity, but I can't remember what town it was near.
Well, that was a
I'll have to
big
Google
deal
that.
when I was a
I gotta
kid
Google
because,
that.
we used to watch Evil Knievel every Saturday, or whatever with Howard Cosell on ABC's Wide World of
I just
Sports.
remember the toy. Didn't it have like a zip line or something?
Oh, yeah, and you could run it and zip it. He jumped buses and all that, and then he tried to jump Snake River on a special modified motorcycle that was like a rocket. And it had an automatic parachute, if I remember the story right, but he decided to manually hold it. And when the rocket took off, it had so much G-force, he let go. And so the parachute came out immediately as it was going up, so he didn't make it over the river. But, the excitement of it all when you were a kid.
Now we're all Googling to see where that location was.
Well, Wendy, that's just
But you
so...
digress.
Yeah, I tend to get off chasing rabbits sometimes. But that was that sounds like such a great thing that y'all are doing, and I know we've seen you with some of the kids at church and all of that. You're all over the place.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is we have done Stay and Soar, and we love to that's one of our retreats that we do here in Alabama, and it's for the college age. And we've had it at Children's Harbor for a few years. And when we have it at Children's Harbor, this past year we were at Purcell Farms actually, but at Children's Harbor, then we take them to church on that Sunday morning, and they're just so sweet to all the kids and welcoming. So I love Church of the Pines. I wish we weren't 35 minutes away on Sunday mornings, but I love Church of the Pines.
Yeah, I do too. It's,
It's beautiful.
I like going in my shorts and, that's kind of my uniform. And then we all go out to eat afterwards. It's always fun. I mean, if you ain't eat at Red Hill, you hadn't eat lunch,
And y'all eat a good lunch afterwards.
Oh,
Thank you
yes,
for having
yes.
us join
There's
you
so many really good eating places around here. I mean, some of them are hole in the walls, and then, you have the better known Kalijah and Fanny's and Catherine's, all of that. So we love all of those. I never pass up a meal at Kalijah, by the way.
Yeah,
It's just,
fabulous.
it's so beautiful.
I'll tell you if you want to hear a lake story.
Yes,
You wanna hear a lake
please.
story?
Please.
So
We got plenty of time, Wendy. We're not running a rush here.
Edit. When Tim and I were dating, when we were students at Auburn, he had a good friend whose dad had a place at Lake Martin. And I remember we would just, go and ride and hang out there. But we were invited to watch the fireworks. And I grew up in Florida, so I wasn't Tim grew up in Opelika, going to Lake Martin on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
And had friends who had places there. But I wasn't as familiar with it. But it's such a sweet memory. We went for 4th of July. And we were late. So we literally missed the boat for the fireworks. And so we were like, well, I guess we'll sit at the end of the pier and watch the fireworks, end of the dock. And that was like one of our first big dates where we started talking about like, well, how many kids do you want to have? Well, we
Wow,
had
under the fireworks, huh?
Yes, at Lake Martin. And so then when we got our place, someone mentioned to us, so and so's house was right and pointed it out to him. And that was the same place. And it's not far from where we are right now.
Isn't that
So that was
crazy?
kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was neat.
Well, and the way we got introduced to it is funny too, because we got invited down with friends of ours that had their parents had a place here, and we drove down, and I thought, we're never going to get there. I don't know where we're going, but it must be the end of the earth, And we got out and swam and all that, and I thought it was really neat, but I had no idea I would ever move and live here, which is really fun. Now, the joke is because we moved from Birmingham down here. And now when I get in a group of people, I like to complain about people moving to the lake, and there's too many people moving to the lake.
Because you're the local.
Right. And they know I just moved here. So I'm in now. Now I'm against people moving here. That's kind of the running joke. So.
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, I hope that y'all get to make that cabin your full-time place one of these days.
I know. One day we would like that too.
I don't miss the traffic.
Visit us there.
When I go to Birmingham, I don't miss the traffic.
Right.
Wonderful
absolutely.
place, nice people, but
yes.
that traffic.
Yeah. You just have to plan for it.
Yeah, I got hung in around the summit there at Christmas. I thought I was going to have to be helicoptered out. Just couldn't do it.
Absolutely.
Well, Wendy, thank you for taking time to be on the podcast. I want to have you on more often. We need to get together with you and Tim and coordinate some meals.
We'll
and
come visit.
Not just run into y'all.
I'm so proud of your kids. I just love them. They're awesome.
Well,
Awesome.
we got to spend a lot more time with them. Hunter works for me now. So
right.
he gets to edit a lot of this, and we're doing another podcast that's called the Tailgate Show. He's a co-host on, so we're having a lot of fun. It's a podcast world now. I mean, you better get with it or get run over by it.
That's right. Now Caitlin and Betty need their own too.
Well,
I know Betty's been telling you that.
Yeah. Listen, I wish Betty was doing this podcast, really, and I could just go play pickleball like she does.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, we're set up for Betty Say What. She just kind of has her own segments. Caitlin's back in D.C. She come in on two wheels and left on two wheels, as we always say.
I saw her at the Auburn game. She had stitches. So she's always got something going. That's for sure. Well, Wendy, thank you so much. Tell Tim we said hello, and when you know you're going to be down here, holler at us, and we'll go over to Herb's or something and collage and grab some food. Yep. Once the water gets back up.
Well, thank you so much.
To you all. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
We'll be right back.
You're listening to Bubba. Whoa. Bubba on the Lake.
Just got that new boat? Let Sunrise Docks protect your investment with Swift Shield boat covers, Neptune boat lifts, and easy ports for your personal watercraft. Plus, they have composite decking that stays cool, designed with your feet in mind. Sunrise Docks is always first in quality, first in service, and first in customer satisfaction. Right off Highway 63, your Lake Martin headquarters, with 2 barges and the most experienced boat lift crew on the lake. Sunrise Docks is your lake life expert. Call 256-392-5200.
Since 1965, Bice Motors has been Lake Martin area's home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram sales and service. For 60 years, families have trusted Bice Motors in Alexander City for honest deals, friendly service, and the best selection around. Our team of certified technicians services most all makes and models. Plus, we've got a tire center, parts department, and a full collision center to keep you rolling. Bice Motors, your hometown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer since 1965. In Alex City or online at bicemotors.com.
Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
When you need urgent care, Southern Immediate Care is here for you. Illness doesn't follow a 9-to-5 schedule, so we offer support 7 days a week at convenient locations throughout Birmingham and Northeast Alabama, dedicated to serving all ages from children to adults. Southern Immediate Care offers occupational medicine services, including DOT physicals and testing. At Southern Immediate Care, your health is our top priority. Visit southernimmediatecare.com or call 205-409-2794.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Want to know what's going on around Lake Martin? Check out the calendar of seasonal events that include Fridays on the Green, naturalist events, fireworks, concerts, poker runs, boat shows, juried art shows, boat parades, and much more. If you're here for the weekend or if you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about. Well, we are joined now by a very special lady, number one in my life, Betty Bussey. Betty, how are you, hon?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Well, I'm good. We're in the aftermath of Christmas and New Year's here, and I talked with Hunter a little earlier, and we were talking about this was, I think, one of our better Christmases as far as relaxing and getting to enjoy everybody. And you did a great job with all the cooking and the decorating, and I mean, you had it all spoofed up, and I love the fact that we decorate early. We put the tree up before Thanksgiving and call it a Thanksgiving tree.
Yeah, this year I didn't do the ornaments on the main tree because they're the traditional red and green and blah, blah, blah. But next year, I think I'm just going to go all out and go ahead and decorate early. Just who cares, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're trying to impress anybody or somebody's coming by to judge everything. Listen, I love having those lights up in the house. It just makes everything feel warmer. And, it was a little warm during Christmas, but we had a few cold nights. We burned the fireplace once or twice and
next week.
Watched some Hallmark movies, had plenty of that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Watched all kind of Christmas movies. And we did cook hamburgers out on Christmas Day. We did our traditional steak cookout on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, a friend of ours came over, Mega Love Wilson, and she's
Mega Love.
She came over, and we did hamburgers and hot dogs and had a good old time. I don't think we watched a movie though. We just sat around and visited that day. As far as with Meg, anyway.
Well, and that was fun. We had several groups over. We went to several parties, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It just. I guess last year was such a dumpster fire with everything going on. This was such a more peaceful year, and I just enjoyed it. And you did a great job.
It was. Well, thank you. I always enjoy all the decorating for Christmas and all. Well, I'm kind of a seasonal decorator. It's about time to get the Valentine's stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
I don't like have a. I don't have a tree or anything like that. Nuts. You know what I mean? I don't go nuts. But you know what I mean.
Well, you are talking about Valentine's.
So after Valentine's, it's just going straight into kind of spring, seasonal decorating type thing.
You love to decorate, don't you? I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I love to look at fabrics and, pictures and, pillow. I'm a bit of a pillow addict, apparently, I've been told.
Yeah, well, when you have to move 45 of them to get in the bed and there's so many on the couch, you feel like you need to ask their permission to sit down.
Oh, well, if they ever start talking back to you, let me know. We're in trouble.
Yeah, well, we definitely could build a fort with them. I'll say that. Like the old days.
Good one. A good one, too. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. But anyway, the dogs got toys. Bless their little hearts.
Yeah.
They got some new toys. I need to post that video of Hunter giving them their toys. We have the cutest video of Hunter getting them all worked up and then throwing all the toys out.
Yeah, bless their heart. They just don't have any.
I know. Goodness gracious. Oh, me. I'm sitting here looking at one of them right in the eyes. Ruby's just sitting up here like she's about to talk.
So what was your favorite part of all of it? The kids coming in, definitely. And, Caitlin comes in here on 2 wheels and she leaves on 2 wheels.
Yeah. Well, my favorite things is always just, enjoying, after dinner on Christmas Eve, we just kind of sit around and, we'll watch a movie, open a few gifts and just have family time, so we got a lot of that. So I just enjoy all that.
But we didn't get as many card and board games as you wanted. Matter of fact, we had none.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say that'd be the big zipperoni. Zip. that womp womp. You know what I mean?
Womp, womp. Yep.
So I guess there's always next year, for Mother's Day is not far away, and my birthday is on Mother's Day this year, I believe. So y'all have a lot to
well, let's not
live up to.
Let's not jump the gun. My birthday comes before yours.
Yeah, but we always celebrate yours big. We hardly ever celebrate mine.
Oh, Betty. We do too. As big as you'll let us celebrate it. You're kind of bashful about that. See, I want to go to the Mexican place, put the hat on, get the stuff on your nose, all that.
Oh yeah. Well, that one year y'all had a banner and something like a happy birthday girl banner and a hat and all this good stuff. So I don't remember where we were. I think maybe the Kalijah place out here on the lake. But anyway, it was fun. We always have fun.
I enjoyed some of the get-togethers. We had one get-together with some cousins on the side of the family
before.
I don't get to visit with a whole lot, and I hadn't seen a lot of them in 25 years, so that was fun. And me and Dean Pierce and his wife rode down and saw the Lake Gerald, where we used to have our yearly reunion, and that was one of the most fun things for me to go visit that.
Yeah. Well, I was not with you, so that doesn't bode well for me.
Well, I tried to get you to go, and you had something important, some pickleball tournament or something.
I think I was cooking that day or something.
You may have. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I did play a little pickleball over the holidays too.
You've turned into quite the pickleball player.
Yeah. I just play a lot. Doesn't mean anything. I just play a lot.
What I love too is you're using tennis double strategy on people who have no idea what they're doing. And they can play, but they're not used to knowing the percentages of the shots. I'm not degrading their playing at all. Okay.
No,
but I'm just
they're
saying,
all good players.
I'm saying, what you're doing. And
at times.
And apparently it's a big deal when anybody gets a ball by you. That's what I've heard.
No, it's not. It is not. You're being mean now.
I'm not being mean.
Oh, no. But there is talk of a Thursday clinic for pickleball. So, we'll be all over that. Me and the laid back pickleball ladies will be all over it,
So you go to laid back pickleball ladies, and I understand they were thinking about changing the name of that to more serious pickleball playing because of you.
What was it? We were all talking and we're like, well, we're not beginners anymore. So what should we change it to? Like medium ladies, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So I don't know. We couldn't decide on a name, so we just left it. So anyway.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Listen, I want to get back on the court, and I need to hit a lot of balls. I don't need to be running around yet, but I need to hit a lot of balls. And I found my old tennis ball bag net thing that rolls around. So we could put 100 balls in that, and you could just feed them to me. How about that? Let me get some strokes in.
Are you talking tennis or pickleball?
Well, pickleball to start with.
Okay. Yeah. Where'd you find that roller thing? I ain't seen that since we moved. There's many things I have not seen since we moved. Right. And I don't know if we got rid of it or if it's in a storage building somewhere. I don't even know.
Again, my fault. I have not cleaned out and downsized like you did. You did a good job downsizing.
I got rid of a lot.
Yeah, you did.
Three-fourths of my stuff, I feel like.
Betty, I had 3 dumpsters. And I don't mean a little dumpster. I mean like a 40-foot one that we filled up head high and threw away. And I still have storage units with stuff in it.
Oh, yeah. And I donated probably, 5 transfer trucks full of stuff. And when I say transfer, huge trucks came and loaded stuff. I mean, the look on their face when they would drive up and the entire living room, dining room, foyer area was just packed. It looked like Hoarders Anonymous in there or something.
Well, we just build up so much stuff, and it's important when we get it. But, over time, not as much.
Right. And I didn't need as much stuff here because this is a smaller house than the other one. So, yeah, I just donated it to lot of the Christmas stuff actually went to a boys club. I don't remember which one, but the lady that I talked to about it, she sent me a text saying how excited they were or whatever. Of course, it was in June when we moved, granted, but they were excited about putting it out at Christmas time. So last year at Christmas, I guess they got it out. But anyway, yep.
Well, I've just enjoyed listening to you talk about it.
Oh, mate, you don't you're like, how long had we been at that house? 20 something years.
Yeah, almost 20.
Yeah. And all of a sudden we had about 2 weeks to pack the stuff and get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it was a little quick.
it was a bit of a quick move, but you talk about knees and elbows, and everything else in between.
That's the reason a lot of the people who used to be our friends won't talk to us, because we called them all over and asked them to help us pack. And they still are not speaking to us.
No, they are. All my friends were a godsend. They really were. I mean, I've tried to take them out to eat different times.
Yeah.
We've been to lunch a couple of times, but I hope I got everybody.
You should have just opened a shop and sold all that stuff.
Well, I thought about, how some people have this booth deal, like antiques.
Yeah.
Just crap, some of it. But it sells eventually. So I thought about doing that. And I thought, well, I might just get me a little booth. But anyway, I don't know where they have little booths up here at Alex City that I could do that, which I think I've figured it out, though. But now I don't have the stuff. So I'd have to go get more stuff.
It's always tragedy, isn't it? I mean, it's just always a problem.
Oh, well. Yep. Anyway, I'm headed to help Hunter. Hunter had his first Christmas at his house this year, and I went over and helped him decorate before Christmas. I think it was before Thanksgiving, actually. So anyway, we got to get busy and take that down this week.
So I was going to ask you about something else here, and I've lost my train of thought on it after listening to that. It was so relaxing, Betty. I almost just kind of laid back. Something about your voice makes me very relaxed. That's why I go to sleep at night when you're trying to tell me something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. I mean, I'll be like, I'm like, I bet I'll be 30 minutes into some story, and the next thing I know, I'm just like, what in the world? I'm like,
that's so
elbowing
good.
You.
That's so good.
I'm just like, good grief. And you didn't even have your CPAP on yet. And I was over here talking and you fell asleep.
Well, you just relax me, Betty. It's not a negative thing. I look at it as a positive thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I do. Glad I can be of service.
And I know what it was I was going to tell you. We got an email, or maybe it was a call to 308 Big Lake wanting to know a recipe, something you had talked about, but I don't have it right here yet, ready to drop in the podcast. But I'll find it and share it with you, and then you can tell everybody.
Okay. Well, did you do the dressing one already? Because I already sent that to you. Remember?
You mean to put online?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, we haven't. Logan that does our webpage, he was kind of busy with Christmas lights. So
he's the light master.
Yeah, we're a little behind. Then he went on a cruise, and I said, "Are you crazy? After doing that yard, you go on a cruise? I mean, what an ordeal,
He probably needed to relax after all that. I mean, his whole yard was a light show and a DJ booth.
Santa DJ, I mean, snowman, frosty DJ. The thing about the lights, and I appreciate people who do that. In a funny kind of way, I would love to have a light display, but it is so much work. It is so much work, and we don't really have the house to do it now for drive-bys. But it's amazing to me how people do this, and I don't know where they store all that stuff.
Well, they have a storage building and they store it, probably, if I had to guess. Or they have a place behind their house.
Logan's display was excellent. But, I mean, there's some bigger than that, and I don't know where they put all that stuff.
Yeah, they'd have to have a storage unit. The way you go so over the top, I think we'd better just hold what we got. You know what I mean?
You know what I would like to have? I would like, you know that, and I know you've seen the reel, and everybody has seen it, where the guy is told he can't have chickens. The HOA says he can't have chickens. Have you seen that? So he does one of these light shows. It's like that Christmas show where they're fighting over the light show across the street. What's the name of that? With Danny DeVito and what is the name of that?
Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls. Yeah.
But he has gone and he has chickens that are crowing and waking everybody up at 6:00 and this massive light show. And he said he did it because the HOA wouldn't let him have a few chickens in the backyard.
Oh my God.
You have not seen that. You've not seen that reel.
I feel like I'm about to, because you send me about 20 reels an hour. I can't keep up. I don't know how you get anything else done except look at a reel. Because, I mean, I'll look and I'll have watched all of them or thought I caught up. And then next thing I know, there's 20 more in there.
Well, what it is, I see one and I think, man, that's funny. Betty sure would like that. I send you a lot of dog videos.
Yes, yeah. Me and Caitlin get tickled because she said you and I send the same ones a lot of times to them. It's funny. It is a lot of dog videos.
I know. And the AI stuff's out of control, right? I mean, have you seen the dogs doing these dance moves like Michael Jackson?
Oh, I know.
And it looks real. It looks absolutely real.
And there was some big thing on Facebook. I kept seeing people putting their face on like a snow queen or something, like all propped up like a glamour shot type thing.
You're
Now I don't even know. I did not.
Wait a minute. What is going on here?
I think that's on your end.
Yeah, I think it is too. I don't know why we're here. I don't know what I am doing wrong with this computer, but I have got every notification shut off, and it still just rings right in the middle of when we're doing podcasts. What is going on?
Did you think you was going to sleep in till 2:00, or why is an alarm going off?
No,
here,
it's not an alarm. Somebody was calling. I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
So
no,
it wasn't me. I don't know if you're getting the number of these sales calls.
I get all kind of spam.
I'm getting so much now. I mean, it is unbelievable. It seems like every other call is one of these junk calls.
Yeah, and it looks like that they'd quit doing it because now it reads out spam or something, doesn't it, when they call?
Well, not all of them. Some of them, it'll be from a city, and you'll think, well, that could be so-and-so or somebody I've called looking for something, and you get it, and they want to know if your HVAC is up to date or something. It's always something.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I want to sell you some windows.
It's not my people. I got people that do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you.
So, well, Betty, thanks. I know you're busy. Dog's about to get a bath. I know they're looking forward to that, and we will check in. I'll get you that chicken video.
Oh, now please send me another video. Oh my!
Well,
God.
Thank you for everything you do, and you've had to take over bookkeeping.
That's been a lot of fun.
Intergalactic Pants and Tees, probably the most stressful part of our marriage in recent years.
Yes,
and so we may be looking for a good accountant to handle that. But
yes, might be. I think I'm gonna get me a job that I actually get paid to do. At least a little part-time. Anybody know anything around here? Need anybody? Think I would be gifted to do that?
Well, it'd be hard to show up with all that pickleball.
They don't let you off whenever I could work around it.
They don't let you off just because there's a round robin schedule.
That's why I said part-time. I didn't say full-time.
All right. I love you, babe. We'll be in touch.
Right.
And thank you for yet another segment here on Bubba on the Lake.
Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
That's right. Thanks. We'll be right back.
It's Bubba on the Lake. Bubba on the Lake.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Dr. Dudney has been my dentist for about 20 years. He does a great job taking care of my teeth, making sure my cavities are good, cleaning my teeth, and also adding veneers to my smile, which was a game changer. Now, Dr. Dudney and his friendly staff can do the same for you. I ask you to give them a chance. Just talk to them, no cost. Just make an appointment, see what you need, see if you can have a better smile and feel better about yourself today. Give them a call at 205-663-6545 or tedudney.com.
Another staff meeting, another push for cross-selling, another awkward silence. Then Banker Bounty happened. The first referral platform made just for banks. One app that empowers every employee, not just your top producers, to bring in business. No more spreadsheets, no more silos, just clarity, culture, and actual growth in real time. Banker Bounty fixes more than your referral program. It fixes your momentum. Go to bankerbounty.com, watch the video, book your free demo. Banker Bounty, create, manage, and track referrals in real time.
We're back, everybody, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. I want to thank Hunter, I want to thank Betty, and I want to thank Wendy Garner for all taking time to talk with us. It's a great start to 2026. I'm fired up about this year. I hope things are going good for you. It's a great time to just draw that line and start again, and maybe where everything's not perfect, maybe you can improve on it in 26. I'm looking forward to it. Got a great positive feeling about it, and I am pumped. I want to remind you again, we are coming to you from the Mellow Yellow Studios. Our website is bubbaonthelake.com. You can shoot me an email, bubba@bubbaonthelake.com, or leave us a message at 308-BIG-LAKE. And don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, do all the likes and follows on social media. All of that extremely important. And we appreciate everything you have done for the show in the past year. We want to be onward and upward here in 26. So hopefully we'll have some more things to do, some surprises for you. Some other things we wanted to do last year we didn't get to with me having knee issues. So we're looking forward to it. But your support is always critical, and we appreciate it. So next time, until we sail into dock, remember, God loves you, and we do too. And thank you for being a part of Bubba on the Lake.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Southern Immediate Care, Guaranteed Labels, Central State Bank, Sunrise Docks, Banker's Bounty, and Dr. Thomas Dudney.